Oh boy. Looks like I got more ballasts to change out. Good morning. Well, actually, I shouldn't say good morning because these videos get released pretty late in the evening. Well, this is the start of my day. The day that I'm going to be sharing with you this evening. So, slept in a little bit today. Felt pretty good. Well, look at what we have here. Look how nice and clear that is. We threw bacteria in there and got some ammonium chloride going. We threw a bio brick. Pretty much the same thing that we did here with the frag systems. To get that cycle going, I'd like to put in a small order of saltwater fish at the beginning of next week. And we're going to go with sea and reef to start off. I'm going to order additional fish, but they're going to go in the back system, the quarantine system. But the sea and reef fish are known for their health because they're basically from a lab. So, So this morning I slept in. It was unintentional, but it ended up working out for me for the better. So I ordered something from a fellow YouTuber and wasn't expecting it until Monday. And it's something that is a very crucial part of what I'm trying to do here at the shop. And I wanted to support them. I wanted to support them a little bit earlier than I did, but from a time crunch standpoint, I had to do what was easier for me. But something that I personally believe in is supporting creators here on YouTube. I feel like YouTube creators, especially in this niche, have kind of taken place of, or become as important as local fish stores, because we are introducing people to this hobby, and hopefully giving them the right information or putting them on the right track to be successful with their aquariums. And it's interesting because I just had a conversation with a vendor yesterday about the importance of supporting a local fish store. He was kind of grilling me a little bit, making sure that I'm actually a brick and mortar business, which I appreciate that because essentially he's protecting what I'm trying to do here. But I think that some companies out there that are a little bit naive to the fact, or haven't caught up with the times as far as what YouTube creators create and what they're bringing to the table as far as informing people, bringing people into the hobby. And I think that's something that they're missing. But anytime that I have the opportunity to support a fellow YouTuber, I'm going to do that. And I purchased this item, and I am very impressed with what I've seen so far. We're going to do a little unboxing. I'm going to get the tripod here so we're not doing the thing. But it keeps your attention. Listen to me. The item that we have here is do that all the time, mate. Oh, we just had lights kick on. Look at that. Just had lights kick on. I may have showed you just what we're talking about here. So this item, very important to the quarantine. I'm doing it again. Sorry, this is very difficult. This camera's heavy. This item is very important to the quarantine system. And we're going to be doing something that we did with the freshwater system, and that is creating a air system that we can tap into and drop air lines and run sponge filters for the quarantine system. Now, right now we have one rack. I'm going to be picking up a second rack, probably do that today, and get that set up so I can get some more of the aquariums that I have in my cellar, bring them over here and get them set up so we can quarantine the heck out of the fish that we're going to be selling, folks, locally. And that's very, very important. So we're going to be quarantining these fish and make sure that they're all healthy and good to go before we're putting them out here on the sales floor. But this item is going to be incredibly important. Let me grab my tripod. All right, so we got our box here from Aquarium Co-op. Now, a lot of what Corey does over at Aquarium Co-op, I'm sure any of you that are subscribers or watchers or viewers of mine that are into the freshwater deal know this guy very well, and guy has his stuff on lockdown as far as what he's doing there. So just looking at the package, like every single side has a fragile, this side up, label going on. pretty awesome. Got the branding and the tape. We're going to open this up, take a look at it. I'm sure some of you guys already know what we're looking at here or what we're talking about. But we picked up a sticker. I picked up a sticker. Isn't that great? That's a pretty cool little sticker. I like that. That'd be an awesome shirt. Love me some Cardinals, even though mine died. We got a packing list. And this side up. Very well packaged blower. So just like on the freshwater system, I went a little bit bigger with that pump, and that's part of the reason why I didn't end up purchasing the first pump through Corey. But we talked about this when we were talking about that blower. These linear piston air pumps, they're not like the diaphragm pumps where, like, say when I'm culturing phytoplankton, I actually have to put a release valve or a hole in the cap of the phytoplankton so that the pressure doesn't build up, because what will end up happening is that blower will stop working because it won't compete. It'll just stop. These linear piston air pumps will they'll continue to work. Like, you could have two pumps in the same network of piping and they're going to work together and they're not going to compete. So I wanted to do sponge filters and a very basic setup for the quarantine system. I didn't want to get a regular old-fashioned air pump, the diaphragm style. So threw out an extra, I don't know, it was like $240 for this guy, and wanted to support Aquarium Co-op because a lot of the videos that I've been watching during the time of setting up the freshwater system, I mean, my network of tanks is literally built off from his design, or a design that he also has taken from somebody. But very, very pumped, pun intended, that this got here, 2 days before it was actually supposed to. I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting getting this into the store until Tuesday morning, really, because it was supposed to arrive Monday. And I usually leave before the mail gets there, way before the mail gets there. So, just a little guy. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running our quarantine tanks off from this. We're also going to attempt to run our culturing station off from this pump as well. So we're going to put this little bad boy to the test. I, was worried about the blower for the freshwater system having enough power or enough oomph to push enough air through all the sponge filters. More than enough power. So I'm suspecting that this little dude right here will do just fine for our quarantine system and maybe even our live culturing station. So very, very pumped to have gotten that 2 days early, and wanted to give Aquarium Co-op a little bit of a plug. Support those who support the hobby, and very, very happy to have this guy here in the shop so I can actually get my quarantine system set up 2 days earlier than I anticipate. So that's awesome. All right, so I just did my daily 2 hours of work on the website. I'm basically scheduling my time that I work on the website to 2 hours every day because I get lost in this and work on it constantly. The website for the store is going to be a work in progress. Right now is a rough draft of what I want it to be. Not even all the products that we have in store are actually listed on the website. They're in draft form. So my other half has been working really hard at getting those in there, and then I go through and I kind of finalize it and then publish that page. Yesterday I put about 12 hours in sitting in this chair just hammering out on the website to get that published. I had that deadline going, but I wasn't going to be able to get everything in there. So what I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to dedicate 2 hours of my day to the website, working on it, refining it, publishing more products. So there's going to be new stuff added all the time going forward. And we already have a couple orders. So thank you for those folks out there that are supporting what we're doing here at Corals Unlimited. And hopefully we can get all the dry goods up there and then next week start working on the corals, because that's kind of our next big thing. The tank for the frag system is officially cycled, so that's good. We also are working on cycling the fish holding systems, and today really is going to be finishing up the projects that I've been putting off all week. One of them being the painting of the ceiling tiles. Now, part of what I wanted at the store, well, originally what I wanted at the store was this. I wanted no ceiling, well, the ceiling, high ceilings, and then just painting everything black above that. It actually was something that I really, really wanted to do. And then got up there, then realized what the cost of ripping all of that down was going to be. So then I started looking for high-end tiles, like vinyl tiles, and I think it was going to be something like $11 per tile, what I was looking at. So what we ended up doing was just painting everything black. Huge pain in the butt. It took us a couple of days just to figure out a good way of doing it. I'll tell you right now, the best way of doing it is, one, not doing it, or two, paying somebody to do it, because it's incredibly painful to paint ceiling tiles. Some of the tiles I couldn't take out because of the type of sprinkler head that I had, and I had a buddy that was going to help me out with that, but I just decided to leave it. And then it kind of turned into almost like what we're doing here, like the silver, because I wanted it black, but the silver that is kind of randomly sprinkled throughout the store, it kind of works. And it's weird how it happened. Like, so my shelving unit black, my hangers for the shelves silver, the bolts for the fish tank rack silver, even the commercially bought fish racks, the bolt covers, silver. Black and silver, baby. Black and silver. So that's kind of just has happened and has continued to been a running theme here at the store. But today, want to work on those ceiling tiles, get those done. I also am going to work on sealing the fish rack system that has been out of commission. Apparently, I'm just going to have to take care of that myself, because that's what I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah, so we got to seal the sump of that fish rack system, and then we are going to finish these tiles, hopefully get them dried out tonight, and then put them up tomorrow morning. I'm only painting 3 right now, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I'm going to paint 3 today, 2 tomorrow, get that buttoned up. I also need to do some things on this back wall. I need to put on the base, also paint the trim on the top, touch up some spots. There's one spot that I'm going to go back in with the mud, touch it up with some paint, and get that buttoned up. I also, this weekend, I need to get the cash wrap figured out and settled. I did, however, last night, with the publishing of the website, started messing around with my point of sale system, and OMG, this thing is like next level. If you folks, any of you that are watching these videos, are looking to start a business, get a hold of me. I'll talk you through that, because that is like a must-have for any business nowadays. Very, very impressed. The way that it works with the website, point of sale system, amazing. But that's not really what this channel is all about. So if you guys are looking to start a store, open up a business, whatever, and looking for a point of sale system, hit me up. I will definitely at least give you my 2 cents on that system. You gotta pay, but it is absolutely amazing. So while I'm waiting on those tiles to dry, I think I'm gonna work on the quarantine system, which is gonna involve, I think, me running to the big box store to get piping, unless that is 3/4, that's inch. Yeah, we're gonna have to go run to the store and get a couple things to get that set up, get the quarantine rack up and running. I want to get that started cycling today, and maybe go find some more tanks. So I'm going to wait for these to dry. We're going to get the pump set up, the heater set up, sponges set up, cycling, that whole deal, and then maybe even buy another rack and get some more tanks over here tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to work on for now. So let's get after it. I just realized how late it was. I gotta get this video going. What was I working on today? So I painted tiles. I did not get to the sealing of the sump on the second fish system, but I got a tool to try to make that a little bit easier, like something to scrape out the old silicone or the new old silicone that didn't hold up. But most of my day was tied up in the back here. We worked on painting these tiles. And the interesting thing about painting tiles, you have to hit it from every single angle so that you don't see the white coming through. And these are brand new tiles. I literally ripped brand new tiles out of the package and painted them. The reason being that I wanted the new tiles instead of the old tiles is because I don't want any stuff, I almost said something else, falling into the frag tanks that are already set up and running. So this is where the bulk of my time was spent this afternoon, as well as setting up this guy over here. Picked this up. This is going to be an extension of this because I figured out kind of quickly that from a height standpoint like that, I'm not going to be able to have tanks buttoned right up, so I'm going to need space in there so I can kind of go in there from the side and get my hands in there. And then the 40 gallons, you know, put one on top. Didn't want to do that, but I feel like once I fill out the bottom, that'll be fine up there. Thinking that I'm going to get like a little rack right here, probably make a little table out of it, and have my live foods, because I have my air pump running right there. It's going to run across. It goes the whole back of the rack. You can see there, elbow, then runs the whole length of this over here. I was thinking about going up and doing a bunch of crazy stuff up there, kind of like I've seen in some fish rooms, but I didn't really want to attach it to the walls. Maybe down the road I'll do that, but this will also be a tank system. It's a little bit bigger of a rack. I might be a little bit better off than I was over here, but I'm going to bring some tanks from home tonight to the store to throw over here, and I'm thinking that this is going to be salt water and this is going to be fresh water, even though I was anticipating these two bottom racks to be salt water, but I think I'm going to do all fresh water over here and all salt water over here, using mostly the tanks that I have at home, because I was just on the phone with the other half and talking about being a psycho hobbyist and how much stuff you acquire by being a psycho hobbyist, yet it doesn't quite fill out the store at that level. But got a package at home, which is pretty important, because the heater on the frag system, the first frag system, went kaput, and it finally died. And that was a Finex that was over 8 years old. An 8-year-old heater finally failed on me, and I threw in a little titanium here that I'm going to be testing here at the shop. It's a Aquatop titanium heater, and it's probably losing its mind trying to heat this tank, heat over 200 gallons, being that it's only a 300 watt tank. But we got a 800 watt Finex waiting for us at the house. I'm also trying those heaters out on the fish system. Got it going right there, and I think I have the probe over in this section, and then the heater is like right under the return over here. But this tank is looking pretty clear today. Nice and clear. We got the cycling process going in here. I didn't get a chance to test that out, but we need to get under this one, rip out the silicone, and attempt to fix the leak with that sump, and then figure out if it's watertight, button up the sides, push it in with that one, and do a quick cycle on that. Yeah, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I got a couple things I'm going to wrap up today. I am going to be doing one take Sunday tomorrow, and I'm also going to have the daughter with me tomorrow. It's going to be bring your daughter to work day because she's being a punk at home. So we're going to put her to work here at the shop tomorrow. So that's going to do it for today, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified. Don't be part of the 54%. Be a subscriber. Be a part of Team Salty. See you tomorrow.